Hello and welcome to Deep Blue Sea, the podcast. I am Mark. I really love French horror films, Hoffmeyer.
And I am Jay, underwater DJ Dex Cluett. Welcome you aboard Deep Blue Sea, the podcast. On this show, we've been through the entire Deep Blue Sea series, franchise, trilogy, scene by scene. Now looking at some Deep Blue Sea adjacent films. That's films directed by Rennie Harlan featuring aquatic action or sharks. And this is a shark film. It's a new shark film. It's on Netflix. It's Under Paris, sous la Seine, if you will. But Under Paris. What is Under Paris? Well, 2014 French shark movie directed by Xavier Gens, starring Bérénice Bejo and Nassim Lyes, and it's about a shark in Paris. It's awesome. She has Bérénice Bejo's character, Sophia, has a team of conservationists. They're out tracking a shark.
All dead.
It kills them all. Including her husband. 3 years later, she's working in Paris, and I'm not sure if the shark has tracked her down or if it just happens to be in the same city as her. I prefer the former.
It's a Jaws revenge scenario.
It's a Jaws the Revenge scenario, but Paris is Jaws le Revenge, if you will. I don't know if that's what French revenge is. I'm sorry, but yeah, shark in Paris, under Paris, in the catacombs, in the river, and hilarity ensues. So, Mark, this is another time where a guest alerted us to the presence of a film. And so we're like, well, that's who we should have on for today's show. So who is joining us today?
We have the amazing Zanandi. I also love French horror films. Botes, thank you for joining us. We've been on a French kick.
I do. Right? We are doing French movies in 2024. And I love that we are now doing one of the best shark movies. That's a French shark film. You guys, thanks for having me. This is so good. I think actually revenge in French is revenge. So
there we go. Spot on, Jaws le Revenge.
Hey, Revenge is another really good French kind of thriller horror film that I love.
Absolutely. With the Phoenix beer gag thing.
Oh, that's my favorite. And we also talked about Raw recently. Jay and I have talked about Deep Water. This is great. And Jay, before we get going, you need to start a side hustle where you bring a tank of water to weddings and you go into the tank and you DJ from there with like a snorkel.
Sure.
And you have an underwater DJ thing under there. And the way that people recommend, request songs is to just write it on a sticky note and slap it onto the glass. Because
you're skipping the step where I learn how to DJ, like out of water.
You just need a good mix. You just need an iPod.
Okay.
Shoot.
Yeah. Or a shuffle. Or
yeah. I mean,
a nano.
You don't have to be girl talk. You can just put together, look what songs people love for weddings, play the hits, and do it underwater with a hose that you can breathe from.
Only songs with what about the sea or on soundtracks of exactly.
Beyond the Sea.
Doesn't that band Aqua? They have that song.
Don't go
Barbie.
chasing waterfalls.
The Deep Blue Sea soundtrack,
get some.
Absolutely.
I just realized that she was swimming along with these giant DJ decks underwater. I know that there's sonar panels, but it looked like she was a swimming DJ, and that made me laugh.
Jay, you need to become the swimming DJ.
The swimming
premier
DJ.
Swimming DJ.
Yes.
And you just get carted around in a tank of water.
Yeah, they accept no alternatives. I'm the swimming DJ. Yeah.
Well, think about
original.
DJs are a dime a dozen. There's so many DJs out there. How do you separate
you used
yourself?
to DJ? Did you used to DJ?
No, I was in a terrible band. No, I never did that. I was in a band, yeah. But I played 90s hits, so I was basically just like a jukebox. But sure. If anyone requested a song, I couldn't have done it. In fact, my band told me not to sing certain songs, so that wasn't it. But yeah, Jay, we need to do this.
Okay,
you need a niche.
I need a niche. Yeah, I am nicheless. I need a niche. Underwater DJ.
When you're blowing up, when you're in aquariums, and you're playing the ultimate mixes, like the Shark Tale soundtrack, just think of us.
Yes, just car wash on repeat, isn't it?
When you get too big for us, I want you to remember this episode.
Are the speakers underwater as well?
Listen,
is it just really gargled?
They lay fiber optic cables under the ocean. There's just the absurd amount of, and I mean, sharks bite through them, so you gotta be careful of that. But I mean, just bring a tube, connect it, put yourself in a bubble, talk to James Cameron, easy.
Just like a tank within a tank.
Yeah.
Wait, a dry one?
But yeah.
Yes. With the wet
Not-
one around
Of
the
course.
dry one.
Of course, it's right. When you suggested I do this with an iPod, you can't. They don't work underwater.
Wait, a tank in a tank?
A tank in a tank.
A tank within a tank.
It's going to be really loud to get through
work.
Yeah, that's a lot of like layers to
I
get
would put
through.
But I would put the speakers outside.
Yeah, you don't want to harass the fish.
Otherwise, it's like
a
DJ party for one. I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah, no one hears it, just you. Like you're in there, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like just rocking out.
It's more like an art performance than anything else.
No Oasis. Oasis is overplayed.
Yeah, and that's like fake water is Oasis.
Wonder
so we want like real water.
That's true.
Oh.
Now I'm thinking of a band with C in it. Why is it?
Well, I mean, there's Wet, Wet, Wet is the one that's coming immediately to mind.
Wait, have you ever seen The Rain by Creedence? That one's really good. I'm on a Boat by The Lonely Island.
Sure, yeah.
Jay.
Sitting on the dock of the
You're
boat.
an engineer.
Yeah, oh, there we go. Yeah.
You can make this. This is your destiny.
I guarantee I can't, but okay. I'll try.
This is your destiny.
Sure.
And when you go 50,000 in debt, don't call me. All right.
No. Thanks.
Because this will be expensive.
Thanks.
Remember us only if you're famous.
Only in success.
Otherwise, forget about
Not
it.
when your house is in foreclosure.
Nah.
I'm going to live in the DJ deck booth.
Not when your tank explodes and just wipes out a birthday party.
Just floods it.
A house in Yorkshire was flooded today when
18 dead.
Lucky I was on the patio.
So many fish.
Yeah.
Barbecue just wiped out completely.
Yeah.
Me out. Yeah.
Oh, you could just. What's the big Glastonbury? You could do Glastonbury.
I mean, most festivals in the UK turn to kind of mud anyway, so I'm just exacerbating the process.
If your tank explodes, it's not going to change anything.
No,
it would ruin a foam party.
Wet.
I think it's gonna make things muddier, but a foam party is just gonna drift all the foam away. So it's not ideal.
I just picture like a bunch of sunburned people get in a foam party, just being depressed because your set blew up.
Do they have outdoor foam parties? I've never been to an indoor foam party. Do they have outdoor?
I've never.
I don't know.
No.
Mitch Hedberg once said that like human pyramids were like very unnecessary, and that's the way I feel about foam parties. I don't know what I would do in there.
Yeah. No.
Leave.
No.
I feel like this scenario is perfect for Piranha 3D. Perfect.
A bubble party would be great.
You have that big stage in Piranha 3D where they're doing the wet t-shirt, whatever that nonsense is. But a floating DJ deck seems the perfect scenario for that.
You and Eli Roth.
Yes.
Me and Eli. That's the guy. Yeah, I was trying to think of his name.
In there.
Sure. Me and Eli Roth.
You're just playing jock jams
all day long, baby.
Under
Paris.
Listen, this movie is pedigreed. This is like Xavier Gens, the dude who did Cold Skin, Frontiers, like a good director, an excellent director, an Oscar nominee in Bérénice Bejo. Like we're talking a really good cast here. And like Nassim Lyes, he was just in Mayhem. He's a badass. Like good cast, good acting. They didn't even shoot it in France. They're like, oh, well, we just need tax breaks from Belgium. So go shooting a bunch of tanks. It looks awesome. Lilith kills people like 6 minutes in.
The shark is called Lilith, people.
And that's amazing. And then it goes and gives birth in a cave, which is perfect because Lilith goes into a cave and like gives birth on her own. Man, I love this movie.
It's a lot of fun. Let's get this out of the way. People are saying best shark film since Jaws.
No,
that's incorrect.
No, listen,
it's incorrect.
That's incorrect.
It's a very good shark film. But
okay, we're gonna settle this right now.
Yeah, I mean, on the Deep Blue Sea podcast, we will settle this right now.
We're gonna settle this right now. I picked 5 movies that could be competitors. Right, 5 films. That's Deep Blue Sea, The Meg, The Shallows, Jaws 2, and Under Paris. Those are the 5 that I picked to compete for the second best shark film ever made. Now,
that list one more time, please.
Deep Blue Sea, The Meg, The Shallows, Jaws 2, and Under Paris.
Thank you.
Okay, so Deep Blue Sea. has 13 minutes and 37 seconds of shark action. The Meg has 7 minutes and 41 seconds. The Shallows has 4 minutes. Jaws 2 I'm working on. Under Paris I'm working on. But there's no way they're over 13 minutes. The first major shot in each film, Deep Blue Sea, features a shark in the first 3 minutes. The Meg features the first major shot in 34 minutes. The Shallows, 22 minutes. Jaws 2, 22 minutes. And Under Paris is 6. So, and then this is the interesting thing. Here's the gap between when we first see the shark and then like the biggest gap between when we're first introduced to the shark and then. So the longest gap without sharks in Deep Blue Sea is 8 minutes. And that's the same goes for the Meg. The Shallows has an 11.5 minute gap. Jaws 2 has a 45-minute gap, and Under Paris has a 16-minute gap. And overall, Under Paris has 4 over 10-minute gaps of no shark action. Deep Blue Sea has 0, Meg has 0, Shallows has 1, Jaws 2 has 1. So there's like Deep Blue Sea features the most sharks. It features the sharks the soonest, and it has the least gaps between shark action. And I don't know. For me, like it's definitely the most shark movie, Deep Blue Sea.
Yes, agreed.
I don't need data. I don't need data. I mean,
you've wasted your time.
Honestly, this is how many minutes did you waste?
Hey,
no,
listen,
I mean,
you know what podcast we're not hosting right now? We're not hosting Jaws 2, the podcast.
Now, I will say, Jaws 2 pulled in over $445 million domestically when adjusted for inflation. So, like, that's crazy. But it was riding off the fins of Jaws.
Yeah, exactly. Box office, schmuck office.
And here's the thing. The highest tomato meter score of any of these is The Shallows, which makes sense because it's probably the tightest film of all of them. Yeah. The one with the highest IMDb is again The Shallows, then Deep Blue Sea. The movie with the highest letterbox again is The Shallows, and then Deep Blue Sea. But the Deep Blue Sea made 165 million. The Shallows made 118. Meg made 527, and we can't count Under Paris. So I think with every category that we go through, if we ranked everything, Deep Blue Sea would be number 1. Even like objectively and subjectively, Deep Blue Sea is number 2. I'm sorry.
Yes, correct. That is correct. I just want to know why do people not like 47 meters? 47 meters down.
That's great.
I love that movie. It's such a good shark movie. I watched it the other day again, and it's so good. But there's a lot of hate for that movie.
I've done a shark movie list on Letterboxd because, of course, I have. And 47 meters down is 6th. I have Deep Blue Sea above Jaws, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. If it's going favorites, I prefer Deep Blue Sea over Jaws. Jaws is a better film, but I will watch Deep Blue Sea any day. So I Deep Blue Sea, Jaws, Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou is a shark film, kind of, I guess. That's 3rd for me. Then it's The Shallows, then it's Deep Blue Sea 3, then it's 47 meters down. Jaws 2 is down at number 10. The Meg is at number 12. Cool. I would probably put Under Paris above The Meg. I liked the characters in this more than I like the characters in The Meg, because I kind of wanted all the characters in The Meg to die.
Yeah.
I'm rating Under Paris pretty high for sure, but I actually am rating Meg 2 higher than The Meg because I love
me too.
Meg 2 the change. I freaking love it.
I have Meg 2 15th. I mean, it's in the top.
At least it's on your list. It's on your list.
It's in there.
I approve.
It's above a lot of worse films. Do you know what Ice Sharks is? Ice Sharks is number 31 out of 35. Is
amazing, Jay. I'm so glad Ice Sharks made your list.
Deep Fear, number 25.
It's actually crazy. This is the 6th time I'm on the Deep Blue Sea pod. We've done the 3. It is. The 3 Deep Blue Seas, and then Ice Sharks, and then Deep Fear. I'm so glad.
Your second hat trick.
We're doing a good one now.
Yeah.
I'm actually like really happy that I pulled this data though, because what I like about Deep Blue Sea is like Rennie didn't care. Like, you know what, French horror films, right? You watch Infested, you watch Raw. They have to add some like metaphors, or like this is a allegory for growing up, or in this film they're making fun of the cleanup of the Seine. They're making fun of the Olympics. They're having a go at French culture and like making fun of politics. Deep Blue Sea was like, nah, we're just gonna kill people and these sharks are going to be genetically modified. I don't even think there's a message. Like Rennie
Well,
wasn't beholden.
Man plays God.
Yeah.
The message is don't make
Jurassic
sharks
Park.
smarter.
Exactly. It's
but
a Jurassic Park thing. Yeah.
I think that's
leave the animals alone.
Yeah, don't mess with sharks, y'all.
Yeah, and don't do this. Is the message of Deep Blue Sea. What is in this film? Stop it. Don't do that.
Yeah, do not test on sharks. Okay. And if you do, be honest about it. And don't
sharks are smart enough.
Them. Yeah, and like, but this one, like, I love it. They're talking about pollution. They're talking about plastic. They're making fun of the Seine cleanup. You know, the billions spent on there. It's but I mean that's very French though. Like Infested, that they tossed the message in there. You know, like I think these films got
very political.
Yeah, and so Rennie was like, no, don't mess with sharks. All right, don't genetically modify them. If you do, don't be dumb about it. You know what? It's not even an anti-genetically modifying shark movie. It's like just be smarter about it.
Yeah.
Don't be so smarter than your sharks.
Yeah, exactly.
Be smarter than the smartest shark.
Test the ladder before trying to climb it.
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Don't monologue near open water.
Yeah.
Yes. Seal off the pool and then say, first we'll seal off this pool. Like, seal off the pool. Just seal off the pool.
Don't smoke in a lab. Don't smoke in a lab. Do not smoke in a lab.
Okay, I'm spoiling something here, but how happy were you all when Mika bites one of the guys?
I was happy when Mika bit
eaten.
everyone. Yeah, every shark bite made me happy in this film. So listeners, watch Under Paris. Under Paris freaking rocks. It's awesome. We're going to spoil it from this point on. It's incredible. Wonderful film. If you like shark movies, if you like Deep Blue Sea, watch Under Paris. You'll have a great time. Okay. The sequence in the catacombs when utter chaos erupts is so goddamn glorious. I loved every second of it. We're like, oh, the shark's going to come in and it's going to eat the girl in the middle. And no, it eats everyone. The shark and the baby shark, they just come in and they rock the house and they take everyone out, and there's limbs and there's flailing, and they say 12 dead, but I feel like it's 120 dead. I feel like they're underselling that. There's so many people. It was glorious.
I mean, a lot of limbs were lost that day, I'll tell you. The catacombs, catastrophe. Oh, that was a wonderful scene. I was squealing. I was so happy. It was just chaos and everyone just falling into the freaking water and it's amazing. I thought it was really good.
It was really believable as to how this is what would happen if, like, this scenario presents itself. We had all these people in the underground with one exit, slippery walls, and a big shark in the middle. This is people are going to be pushing each other in. Some people get drowned from people just trying to get out on top of them. People get hit in the head. This is what's going to happen. It's great.
It's fantastic. One big shark and a lot of baby sharks just chomping away. Leo's death was sad, though. Like poor Leo, like the last one. Yeah. He was sad. That was a sad one. But the rest was like, because I mean, Mika, the activist, the environmental activist, I mean, she thought she could actually talk to sharks. And she's going to use her little, I don't know what that thing is. What is that, Jay?
Sonar.
It's like a sonar device to try and attract the shark. I don't know why she needs to be in the water.
But she's just, right?
This is okay. This is. I really liked Under Paris because it's kind of groups of people we don't normally see in a shark movie. You don't normally see like environmental activists. There's some in Deep Blue Sea 3 to an extent, but they're not like this big of a group. Not this big of kind of foolhardy, way too deep. And then you have like the police. The police rarely in shark films. You have like Chief Brody. Is like the main one, but you don't often see like a team, like a SWAT team kind of thing in a shark movie.
Brigade.
So that was cool. And then like having like the eco-terrorists not quite be the bad guys, but be like the victims you're okay with seeing getting eaten because they're being stupid. Like, yes, by all means, save the planet. Like, clean up the set. This is a great idea. Stop trying to play with a shark. Like,
stop being dumb. It's like the director said, he just kind of wanted to call out everything and just show everyone making the dumbest decisions, like even like the radical environmentalists, because I mean, like, yeah, there's a way to like deal with these things, and then there's a way not to. And this is one of those.
Like her speech was great online, right? Like, hey, our world is being polluted.
Yeah,
and
it was
people watched that and they went,
and
yeah. But then she leads a bunch of people to their deaths because she wants to swim with a shark. And it's like,
shark.
respect 25 foot long or whatever, 8 meter long makos that have evolved, that can swim in fresh water. Respect them. Like, don't swim.
They can impregnate themselves.
Yeah. Like, don't do that. Watch Grizzly Man. Do not do that. Like, be safe. And
I feel like that she wanted to be the center of attention. So she's like, I'm here that the message is save the world, but you need to know that I'm the one saying save the world. I need to be front and center.
Exactly.
It's my mission. Yeah. I'm playing with the baby shark against the shark expert's advice. They're fine. Okay. Yeah. Very happy when she died.
Kaboom. She just gets she bites somebody.
She got very high.
You're getting old when that guy lands on his back in the catacombs and falls into water, and I'm like, just take me then, because I would
that's it.
I would have a bad back for months after that fall. That's my one thought. I was like, you know what? Eat me.
That's it.
I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to go to the chiropractor for months. Just
you're
done.
What happened
to Mark? He was at an eco rally and he got eaten by a mutated shark. Oh.
How?
Yeah.
He just fell. And then he just...
As opposed to... I haven't seen Mark for a while. Where is he? Oh, he's been laid up in bed for a few months now. Yeah, he was at like eco... Yeah. Let's not invite him. It's fine. Yeah. Like, that's so much worse.
Yeah.
Such a drag to talk to these days. All he talks about is his back. Oh, I wish he'd been eaten by that shark.
What a pain, right?
I just sit out, I look out the window.
At least he'd be remembered for something,
I look at the Seine and I'm like, I wish that was it. Like I wish that could have been it. I'm just a character who keeps missing like amazing deaths. And but then gets like laid up for it. What happened to Mark? Yeah, he was about to get attacked by a mutated alligator, but then a Jeep hit him.
It just ran over his foot.
Yeah, and
but that was enough. He's been out of action for months now. It wasn't even that big of a Jeep. I don't know. Some guys.
Yeah, I got hit by a 4-wheeler. Like.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, under Paris. It's just the thing I like about it is it's very silly, and it knows it's silly. Like Xavier Gens, like he gets it. Like he knows it's like the stupid triathlon and they're all getting wiped out and just making fun. Like, I like movies when they're serious and they don't totally wink at the camera, but they're also silly. Like I feel like Crawl has that as well. Like see you later, alligator, and like that's silly. And like they escape the house, just get pushed right back into the house. Like I like serious silliness, if that makes sense. Not like a Sharknado type thing, but when it doesn't really wink at the camera, but it's also winking at the camera. I think that's what this movie kind of does, and it makes me happy.
It's like Xavier played it straight, but it's cheeky enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yes, when Lilith comes up and like smacks the boat up in the air and knocks all the people off the boat, that's funny. That's a funny scene.
Exactly. Like when the big tsunami hits and all the politicians are flying around in the water. Oh my gosh, that's just beautiful to watch. It's really hysterical.
Just the shark chasing down all the swimmers. And there's like, we're focusing on that one guy, and I was like, person goes behind him, and he's like looking around. Like, what's going on? It's great. I have to credit Kevin Culp for coining the term, which whenever a shark film happens, there's a bunch of these like sporting events in shark films. It's often a regatta. He's called, if it's in a shark film, it's a regretta, which I think is perfect because you immediately regret having the regatta because a shark comes and eats everyone. So this is very much another classic regretta in a shark film of a triathlon down the Seine when there's sharks in it. Is a beautiful scene to have, and you can see it coming. As soon as they say, "Oh, the triathlon's in 2 days," and there's a shark in the Seine, it's like, great, I know how this film's going to end. There's going to be a bunch of swimmers and a very full shark. It's going to be great.
It's such a clever idea. And I mean, they took things like, like the Olympics and all the drama, with that, and like the mayor and everyone trying to clean up the Seine because it's so dirty. And now apparently, like I read, protesters are planning to go and poop in the river before the politicians take a dive, go for a swim, because they just like, yeah, not cool with all the money spent on the Olympics. But then I also read in August 2022, there was a beluga in the Seine that got lost in the Seine, and it's sad, it died as they tried to rescue it. But also the same month, and I wonder if it was connected because it was also August 2022, that they uncovered 154 of those shells, World War II shells down in the Seine. So, there's a lot of stuff that's like all these crazy parts in the movie that come together, but based on stuff that also actually happened, that they did find in the Seine, that is wrong in the Seine, like that damn dirty water. I mean, So yeah, that's pretty interesting.
And they check off the heck out of everything. You have the Chekhov's landmines, right? You have the Chekhov's 46,000 cubic tons of water underneath.
Yes.
They did a good job of, no magnet fishing because of this. This shark has mutated. What's wrong? This shark is different. Like, they really did a good job of just sort of explaining it. Why is it in the catacombs? That's a safe place. It has no predators. Oh, cool.
It's nest.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Like, that's all movies have to do. And it's a tight script too. Like, I think like Tremors or those movies, like, they have a very tight script. And I think this one has a lot of characters, it has a lot of backstory, but it also ties a lot of things together really well. You have, they turn off the beacon for it and they turn it back on. Like, it's just a smart movie. And you know what I love? Like, Deep Blue Sea, they blow up the shark. The Meg, Jason Statham guts the shark. The Meg 2, Jason Statham kills the sharks. Jaws 2, they electrocute the shark. Shallows, she rams the shark into the ground. Under Paris,
sharks win.
They really do.
Sharks take over the world.
Paris is screwed. And if they could
females inherit the earth.
Lilith, yeah, like Lilith, she's like, screw you, Adam, I'm out of here. Like, goes and deals in the cave. But yeah, I love it. They're all gonna pathogenesis. They're all gonna have their own little babies. They're gonna have little babies,
which is what sharks can do.
And they're gonna take over the ocean. Like, you can have a water world. Like, they're just gonna kick ass. And I think that's pretty great. Like, I love that. I just love that is the ending of this. And while watching it, I had the stupidest smile on my face. Just like, yes, they didn't just kill Lilith. Like, Lilith is gonna, like, France is screwed. Like, I'm like, this is Paris is in trouble.
The world is.
Yeah, the world is screwed. Yeah.
The end credits, shows like it's all the way. Tokyo, New York, all like the whole world. I mean, and like, it's literally, I love it because the movie is like, okay, here's like stupid decisions, people making stupid decisions, and this is the ending you're gonna get if you make stupid decisions. Like, very clear, very simple, very true. Let's go. Shark world.
And no, I was thinking, things, that's for sure.
I live at the top of a hill, so I think I'm going to be okay. But then, like, these sharks are smart. They're going to start attacking the icebergs. They're going to start melting those polar ice caps and giving themselves more land, more water.
Are they going to help breathing apparatuses and attack?
Maybe. It's good other guys scenario.
Jay, you're in Brighton and you're just sitting on the beach, right? You're at a wedding in Brighton, and you're in Brighton, you're just hanging out, and just a bunch of sharks walk out of the ocean with kelp breathing apparatuses and makeshift like spear guns. What's your first thought?
I pretend to be one of them, blend in. I don't know. I'm not sure how.
Like a Walking Dead? Would you slap like a carp on, like a trout on? Like, what would you?
Because I can't take them. I can't I can't beat them. You can't beat them. Join them. It's like, hey, shark guys, how can I help? How can I?
I'm on your side.
Look, I got bracelets. These are recycled plastic from the oceon. I'm helping.
I have a shark t-shirt and socks. I can help.
I'm on the Deep Blue Sea podcast.
You may have heard of me. We love sharks.
We're friends. We're friends.
Yes,
we
celebrate that film where at least 4 sharks get killed, but I still no, this has gone badly, and then I die. It was all in real
if
time.
if that happens, I'm screwed because I'm like 5 kilometers from the beach. So let's hope that does not happen, because I might find them in my house. The first rain, the first rain falls.
It's like Insidious. Yeah. Like you're just
knock,
you walk into a room.
Hi.
Your door's open when you go downstairs, and you're like, "Huh? What's up? What?" You close the door, put your alarm on. You walk around the house for a bit, turn on a light. It's in the background. You get Insidious'd by a shark, and then they get into the further and destroy that.
I haven't seen Insidious,
like
so I don't know what you're talking about.
The Strangers situation, like, since it's Rennie Orland connected, it's like, why are you doing this? Because you're here. This is our land now.
Take it.
Go for it.
This is our land.
Our overlords. Yes.
We need like a Planet of the Mako sharks.
Yes.
Planet of the Sharks.
Planet of the Sharks.
Think about this. Wyatt Russell.
Sure. On board.
Right? He gets kidnapped. All the humans are dumb. And sharks are the overlords. Yes. And then he walks by, then he sees, the Statue of Liberty. And he goes, "You damn dirty sharks."
Yeah. Filthy fins off me. Yeah. Just imagining like James Franco taking a shark home and hiding it in his attic, and like teaching it how to, whatever it was that happened in Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I can't remember.
I was thinking, is this Gremlins? Like what? No.
Yeah. No, Tom Felton.
That'd be funny if sharks make humans like everything gets flipped, and sharks make humans really strong, and humans take back over. Like the sharks make the same mistake we did. We got a bunch of like super soldiers running around.
Planet of the humans.
Like they make a bunch of Captain Americas by accident.
Yeah, they train us to go like down in the water and actually clean up or something, but then they accidentally make us like have superpowers. And then we just, what did we do then?
I feel like this is what happened. This is history at this point. That's how we became the dominant species. No,
oh, right.
It's because of the sharks.
And then we came out again, and it just repeats itself.
Yeah. It's a circle of life.
Rise of the oceans of the humans.
The original species, of course.
This happened. Are we saying this happened?
This is actually historically correct.
Hey, what's the third best shark movie ever made then?
Shallows? So, yeah, if we're saying that Life Aquatic isn't like a shark film, it's like a film with sharks in it, then I would say The Shallows.
I'm actually going to say Under Paris. I really like this.
So for you, it's the greatest shark movie since Deep Blue Sea. Is your addendum to that? Yeah.
What?
Yes.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
That is, yeah. I'm very impressed with this. It just hits all the marks for me.
Beautiful ending. What constitutes a shark movie, though? It's like Jaws.
Shark movie.
They're hunting a shark.
Yes.
But it's a lot of human action because a shark didn't work. Is that a shark film?
I would say most of the action in Jaws is because of a shark.
Exactly.
Whereas a lot of the stuff in Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, I'd say that's more because of Steve Zissou than because of the shark. Like his main goal is shark, but
if the main like plot revolves around shark, if the problem is shark, then it's a shark movie.
Yeah.
Whether you see shark or not, I mean, that's up to us to criticize that. But yeah, if it's about shark, then it's shark. I'm saying it so eloquently.
Yeah.
Well, I was just trying to ask, because like I'm trying to think of what the most shark movie is ever made, and I really think that is Deep Blue Sea, based on all the stats I just read to you. Like, do you think this rivals? Do you think Under Paris can rival it for most shark movie?
No. I think there's no two ways about the fact that, like, if you're excluding Jaws, then Deep Blue Sea is the best shark movie ever. There's just no, like, it's not a debate for me.
Yeah, I'm looking through my shark movie list, and I can't see one that's more shark than Deep Blue Sea. Even the film Shark is less shark. I mean, to be fair, the film Shark from 1969 is one of the least shark movies of shark movies. There's not actually that much shark in it. It's disappointingly shark free. Shark Night, pretty sharky. There's a lot of sharks, but then it's not good.
But they're like using sharks to sell tapes on the black market.
Yes.
Which is, it's an odd one. It's an odd one right there. Have you seen Shark Night, Zanandi?
I have not, and I am listening to this.
You're fine.
Like, oh, really? Okay.
Actually, no, you'll love Shark. Okay. You'll love Shark Night. Actually, go for it.
There's jet skis.
Okay.
You need to
bit of
watch
Ice Sharks vibes. Like, so bad, it's laughable.
Yeah.
No.
You'll have a fun time. Okay. Cool. No, I'm in then.
It feels like a 2003 film made in 2010. If that makes sense.
That's actually accurate.
Yeah.
But you need to stick around for the end of the credits. I won't say why. You got to stick around to the end of the credits. And if you get to the end of the credits and there's nothing there, let me know and I'll send you a video of what should be there. Because depending on what version you're watching, sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not, but it's essential.
I cannot wait. I'm very excited now. Shark Night might just move up on my list. Like, might just obliterate my list as it is.
It features the fastest shark recorded in, I would say, shark history.
Oh, wow.
Cinema.
I think that's correct. So,
the Jaws 2 and 3 sharks can catch skiers, but this one goes past. I don't want to give anything away.
No,
but it hits.
It's okay.
It hits ludicrous speed. This is a very fast great white shark.
Okay.
In this, I did the math.
I'm very excited. We should do a Shark Olympics.
Hey, I already have all the awards.
I was going to say,
have you started doing it?
Yeah, I have all of them. Yeah.
Okay,
we'll
great.
Have to record that episode.
The high jumps.
You want me to tell you now?
The high jumps there. No, I'm just teasing people that is this going to be a Shark Olympics coming out? I'm so excited.
We should. I mean, I have all the awards already, but it's
good.
This movie, do you think so it's not doing too well with scores though? I was looking, it's like the IMDb score is 5.2. It's 2.2 on Letterboxd. What? Okay. I just want to read a couple of things to you here. Deep Blue Sea is 5.9 on IMDb, which is crazy. The Meg 5.7, Shallow 6.3, like 2.2 for Under Paris, like 47 meters down. All those movies have much lower scores than typical films. Like, why are shark movies so kind of harshly treated?
So, friend of the show, Justin Gott, who's been on a couple of times, messaged me. I rated this 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and so I loved this film.
Same.
And he replied saying, judging you for that 4-star rating of Under Paris, it was terrible. And his review says it's maybe his worst film of the year.
Justin!
He's going to listen to this show.
Justin, you are wrong. Someone give Justin a hug.
Okay. So I took umbrage with this and replied to him with screenshots of all of the films he's rated that I think were incorrectly done. Which I'm not going to share all
Boy
of
in
them
the Heron 1 star.
Mark, you would agree with some of his ratings, some of those, but he gave Barb and Star Could Have Visited Del Mar 1 star. He gave Punch Drunk Love 1 star, Split 1 star, Donnie Darko 1 star, the original Dawn of the Dead 1 star. He's gonna listen to this episode to find out why we liked it so much. And
go for a jog, Justin. Go jog.
So his main criticism was, how did the shark... Did I just miss how the shark got big and fast so quickly? Was it just the trash? Was his main critique. It's like, yeah, I mean, that was what I thought, was like, yeah, global warming, trash, etc. have made this shark evolve and become big and fast and many babies at a time. That's enough of what I needed.
Here's the thing. In this world, it got that. This is not our world. This did not take
It's an
place
alternate
in our
reality.
world.
Exactly.
It is another world where this happened. So like it's like when you watch movies and you're like, Gremlins wouldn't spawn that big. One that world like spawn that fast.
Gremlins wouldn't
that
exist.
World they do. Like yeah, like what? Like what? That doesn't happen.
I just wonder if superhero movies cause people to kind of like, have to find a reason for everything. Like even if it's like absolutely fantastical, because it feels like superhero fans started doing that, but how does Superman blah, blah, blah? It's like, who cares? Like the dude just has powers. Like
the most
now
important
we need to be
thing,
so
not on this planet. No, but like I interrupted. My bad, Zanandi. We never do three people much. You and I talk a lot. It's like when I have three who love
and we
something,
always
we're like,
like over each other. Yeah, we do that.
But the thing is, as long as you can explain it, right, Jay? Like as long as you can be like, listen, this is the explanation for it. And in this world, that makes sense. Like in Jurassic Park, like, hey, we found mosquitoes. Like, like, come on. Like, but everyone's like, it's a good movie, so I'll just ignore it.
That's the best noise you've ever made.
Yeah, I don't like selective complaining, where so many movies are so full of BS, but you're like, well, I like that one, so I'm not going to complain about that. Like, I hate selective, like, oh, that made sense. Like, this makes no sense, but I like it. But, this doesn't. So it's just, it's just I don't know. I think selective complaining about that is I don't get it.
It's unnecessary for such like like big concepts like this. This is a very out of this world type of concept and scenario. So yeah, to be all weird about it, I just think you're not going to ever have fun if that's how you're going to do things. I don't know.
I got friends who hated the Batman because there's a scene where Robert Pattinson's been fired at, and his arm was bulletproof. I was like, yeah, he's like he has like gadgets and
he's
why is this
one of the richest men in Arkham, probably in his whole world. So yeah, he's got the technology because they just have that kind of technology.
Yeah, and they love the Dark Knight Rises, but they hate
what would these people.
They hate The Last Jedi. And I asked them why, and they said, well, in The Last Jedi is that scene with the really bad fight choreography where there's people in the background who are like fighting, but no one hits them and they fall over. Like, right, and there's the same thing in The Dark Knight Rises where there's
same thing in Dark Knight Rises.
The exact same thing. And like, yeah, but it's worse in The Last Jedi. It's like, it's exactly the same.
You can't pick and choose. You can't. And listen, it's totally fine to dislike movies, but don't do it for like. If it's not your bag, it's not your bag. But don't like single out things where you wouldn't single out for something else. Like it's annoying. And these are shark movies. It's called Under Paris, about a shark in the Seine. Like it's silly, and it's based on like you said, the beluga whale, the landmines, the global warming, the like sharks are changing. It's like bull sharks can deal with brackish water. Like it's fine. It's a shark movie.
They say in the film it's evolved. There we go. It's evolved. Great.
Exactly. Yeah. It's evolution.
It's not a makeup anymore.
Evolving to survive and take over the world. That's what it is. I mean, I feel like these people should never watch Barbie. They won't deal.
The people I'm talking about did not enjoy Barbie.
That doll? I am not surprised. Why am I not surprised?
Yeah. It's I guess for me, I know it's a cottage industry and people get a lot of the views on them, but when people are like, oh, a law expert watches the Joker and it's like, would he get life in prison? And you're like, yeah, it's just like, well, in this world these are the cases, but it sort of falls apart. So like whenever I do my data posts, I think of that world as that world. Like you just look at it as that world, and you look at the examples of that, and here they played off. I mean, also like the French, like an Infested, that the glorious spider movie. Those spiders grow fast, but it's not about the growth of the spiders. It's about the people in the suburbs and the people in the apartments and how they're looked at without being like, you judge a spider before you get to know it, and then people judge other people before they get to know them. Like it's taking a concept and just making a movie around it.
Yeah, everyone, get to know your spiders before you judge them.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, would they have liked this movie if it started off with this meaty alien alien meteor hitting the ocean and like, I don't know, like infecting the sharks to make them like, grow genetically at the rate of, I don't know what. Would they have liked the movie more if it had that explanation? I highly doubt it. So it's just nitpicking on stuff at the end of the day. That's what I think. And that's fine. At the end of the day, also, I'm not saying everyone needs to like it. That's, but I'm also going to tell you you're wrong.
Yeah, Justin, you're wrong.
Justin, you're wrong.
I hated the kid in the aquarium. The kid at the aquarium who's like Googling.
Oh yeah.
The
what
lady.
A bully.
Yeah.
What a bully.
What a dick.
What a dick.
Yeah, that kid.
Was it true all your friends died? Ha ha ha. Oh, God.
Yeah.
And the teacher doesn't do anything about. If I was teaching, you can't slap your kids in the back of the head.
You're feeding that kid to the sharks.
Yeah,
like, but Sophia is tearing up. You can literally see she's tearing up, and no one just does anything. It's like,
and then they laugh about it.
This kid out of here.
That's the only thing I was missing was seeing that kid get eaten by a shark at the end of the film.
Later on, he's in a car.
Well, he's just watching the regressor, just watching the triathlon, and just the shark. Ow. That's what I needed.
Xavier, if you're listening to this and you're doing a sequel. The opening scene needs to start with that kid getting chomped. We need to see it.
Why was that? Because that's like that kid went hard.
Yeah. Kid's a dick.
Yeah, it
was
what
a horrible child.
Absolute bully. Just terrible.
I like to see his home life. They should have a movie about his home life that led to him asking her that.
He's interrupting some other kid asking a question to be mean. I hate this guy.
He looks like a spoiled brat, if you ask me.
Yeah, looks like shark food to me.
Spoiled little only child.
We have an Oscar nominee in this movie who's been in other really cool movies. Like Bérénice Bejo is great.
She's great in it.
Yeah, she's really great. She's got such good presence. She's fantastic.
And like that opening scene where she gets dragged down and then pops back up and all the plastic. Like what a moment. What a way to hit you hard with all of that.
Yeah.
So good.
I spent too long trying to work out how deep that shark took her. I didn't. I didn't. It was like, how deep do your eardrums burst? It's like 6 feet. Well, it took her further than that. How fast can I make her swim straight down? And I timed it, and it would take her like half a mile underwater. It's like that didn't happen, so I just had to guess. But
I tried to figure that out too. But yeah, that was. I mean, and it also went fast, but then it felt like the shark kind of stopped. Like with the shot where she tried to free herself from the net.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, are they still moving? Like, okay, now Jay will tell me how deep it is. When I first watched the movie, like, because we always do the, like, how deep, the deep blue sea vibes. I'm like, well, this is like the shallow sage Seine of deep blue sea. But then it actually surprisingly does go deep, which is funny. But yeah.
But they do say
the gun, but
yeah, they do say at one point, like it's this bit's 30 meters deep here, and then there's a 20-meter long tunnel. I was like, great, thank you. Go back 10 seconds. What did you say? Let me write that down.
Same.
But the catacombs aren't actually that deep in real life. They're only 65 feet deep, I think. In reality, but in the world of the film, which is what we care about, they're 30 meters deep. So great, that's what we take.
Yeah.
What'd you think about
so it's deeper than Deep Blue Sea, but it's not seer.
No, it's more rivery.
It's not bluer or seer.
I've yet to work out how to quantify the sea-ness of a film, so I don't do that.
Oh, Jay.
No, stop it.
What's the sea-ness of it?
Don't make me do all of every film again, Mark. No. Stop
Deep
it.
Blue Sea is probably
the sea
96% sea.
If we're basing it, if we base it on how much the film is set out at sea, yes, probably, because there's only the bit in the offices that's not. I'm not doing this, Mark. Stop it. Don't even.
I'll do it. For the movies we do, I'll do it.
Jesus.
Because all you gotta do is fast forward and like pull the timestamps.
Yeah, you.
47 meters down is going to rank high. Yes. Yeah, because 47 meters down, it's got a lot of sea. Like when they hit sea, it's just sea.
But that's not for a while.
But still. Then
I
it
mean,
is sea. I'm telling you. It'll
there
be
is-
more than
Shallows?
other movies. It'll be more than The Meg, probably.
It'll
and
be
Meg
less
2.
than Underwater. Underwater's nothing but sea.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Nothing but
100%.
sea.
Let's see. Open water a lot of time, reef, but they have to get out there. But okay, question.
Yeah.
Jaws 3D takes place in SeaWorld. Is that part of the sea since
No.
it's locked off?
No.
I would say you need to be like out at sea, like every direction. Sea. Needs to be like
Yeah, like the
Oh.
Seine isn't sea. So
What about shallows?
ooh. I would say once she's out surfing, that's sea. Once she's out
yes.
in the showers. And so 47 meters down, they're not actually out on the sea until about 25 minutes into the 22, 25, somewhere in that region. I'm looking at my stats. So it's not a
Cool.
long film. That's going to work out about
Oh.
2/3 C, which is, you know, better than some. But it's still like 67% C. I don't want to do this, Mark. You're making me do this.
And the
I'll
shallows?
do it.
And the shallows? I want to know. I want to know
Oh.
too.
When did we do the Shadows?
She gets out there pretty
Shadows
quick
earlier.
and she stays on that rock. And
Yeah.
boom.
Shadows is hard because I can tell 47 meters down
But-
because it's at what point did they go underwater? That's when they're at sea. The Shadows, she's often
But
just like on
she's
the
on
surface
the
level, so I don't know.
beach. But she's also on the beach in the beginning for a long time.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think it's like maybe like 10, 18, somewhere in like 10 and 18 minutes in. She's out at sea. So I don't know. No. Stop it. I've clicked
Wait,
away.
the
I've clicked
Deep Blue
off the
Sea, they're in
tab.
the Aquatica. Is the Aquatica sea?
Yes,
Yes,
'Cause they're
because it's in the
out at
sea.
sea. They're like surrounded by sea.
Yeah.
It gets
The
tricky when you're
location
like
is sea. The location is sea.
the location is sea. Yes.
I guess if you live, you live in the suburbs, like you live on the sea.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go.
Now we
Really?
know. The more you know.
So I like that sport is the problem in this film. As somebody who doesn't enjoy sport of any kind, I like that. Hey, sport, it will kill you. I agree. Don't do it. Don't do
Yeah,
it.
don't
people.
go swimming.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been to Paris. I don't want to go swim in the Seine.
No, I've fallen
Ooh.
I've fallen in the canal in Cambridge. That was bad enough. Like it's
Oh my
awful.
gosh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
How many
yeah,
amoebas
no,
did
I
you
would be
get?
totally freaked out. And I mean, I'm a swimmer. I love swimming, but like, no,
I felt-
not there.
Fell off a kayak.
No.
Don't stand up in kayaks. Who knew?
What, you weren't punting?
No, I was on a kayak. I was told that if I wasn't allowed to go punting because my wife was like, "You'll fall in." So we kayaked and I fell in. And fortunately, she had my phone, but I had my wallet
Life's
and
all
was
right.
fully clothed, and then so I had to go and buy a full new set of clothes. Fun day.
What'd you get? Like what'd you buy? Like a tourist shirt?
Yeah, what did you buy? Yeah.
Just
Like,
a linen shirt and some shorts. I think I like
A
canvas
little
shoes.
bucket
Nothing.
hat.
No, I'm not a hat guy, so I didn't. I didn't.
Bucket.
Not going to buy. Oh, all my clothes are ruined. I
bucket.
must get a hat.
Yes.
Did you do like a national treasure and just get like layers of clothes? Remember when they buy the new clothes at like the LL Bean?
We
With-
really want to know about this shopping trip that you did.
Yeah,
That I did 12
send
years ago.
pictures. Yeah. I need to.
He's-
I'm interested.
Do you still have the clothes? Was it a good buy?
I don't.
at
They don't fit anymore.
least? 12 years ago. Right,
Yeah.
right.
I've eaten quite a lot since then.
You know what was one of my best buys? I went to Iceland in 2021 and it was hot, and all I brought was cold clothes. And so
Cool.
I didn't want to buy one of those crappy tourist shirts. So I went to one of their local stores and bought like this really nice something degrees shirt that they sell there. And it's like still fits and it's like really great. It was like
Nice.
$100 with the exchange rate, but it's probably one of my favorite shirts, Jay. So,
Nice.
sometimes you pick up cool
Yeah.
stuff.
I went to Iceland in
During your
2019 and bought
travels.
nothing.
It is expensive.
Yeah.
I had sheep dung whiskey. I had whiskey smoked with sheep dung.
I didn't, because that sounds awful. I had a bread that they bake underground, and that was delicious. The lava bread.
I've heard of that.
It's
That sounds
very nice.
amazing.
And there
Oh.
was a place that had like a tomato and butternut squash spiced soup that was. It went very well together.
Oh,
Yeah.
soup. Yes. Mark doesn't
understand
like soup. Mark
No.
doesn't trust soup. I want to get in one of those. What was that movie with John Cena earlier this year? Where he wears these t-shirts and then Mickey Stanicky. And he wears these ridiculous t-shirts. Like that's my like random award of the year, best random t-shirts. It's like I need those soup.
I need those by Sunday.
I want to buy that shirt for you, Mark. I don't trust soup.
I do not trust soup. I don't like it. I look at it and I'm like, you're not going to fill me up.
Oh my God. It's
That's why you have bread. You have bread with soup.
That's why, exactly. You take the bread and you dip it in the soup. It's amazing. It's so Moorish.
Sounds horrible.
You're wrong, Mark.
It's just like little pieces of everything. I don't want I don't want that.
There's pieces in it. It's a broth.
Salad, like salmon and salad. Perfect.
Yeah, but like liquidize them.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. Like a smoothie. You drink smoothies.
Have a salmon salad smoothie.
I'd try it.
Disgusting.
Why not?
That sounds awful. Like little bits of lettuce.
I'd rather go. Would you rather have a salmon salad smoothie or go swim in the Seine?
I mean, that sounds great. The first one, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Can I just have a
good
salmon
for cholesterol?
Smoothie?
The green is great. Like everything in it is good for you. Swimming in the Seine, you would just grow like a, I don't know, 6th finger or 11th finger. Like it wouldn't be just
what, Mark? You would grow something faster than like it would normally like happen.
I would become like Lilith, and then everyone would be like, "That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense."
They'll study you for years to come.
I just Googled swimming in the Seine, and what came up was recent testing results shared with CNN by technology company Fluidion show that the Seine is still not safe for swimming. So,
yeah, it still has E. coli, traces of E. coli, after they've apparently started with the cleanup and like, yeah, I don't know. And they actually want the triathlon swimmers to swim in that. I'm like, if I was an athlete, I would say, nah.
Yeah.
No.
Put a like a long plastic thing, like put like a DJ tank like Jay has that is that long, put it on top of the Seine, fill it up with water, clean water, and have them swim in that.
Or, hear me out, cancel the Olympics because they hate it.
Yes. Spend money on better things. That would be great.
But also just have something else on TV for the entirety of a month. Like, why is it monopolizing everything?
Like we don't have enough. How many World Cups are there this year? I literally can't keep up.
We got the Euros.
I used to love World Cups. So fun. Let's all get together and watch it. But it's too much. I'm like, what? Anyway, I like sports, Jay.
I feel like
do like sports.
I feel like Justin's gonna message me saying like, "See, I was right. You guys barely talked about the film because it's crap." Like, no, this is. That's
how we always talk.
Yeah, this is the podcast.
Clearly,
we talked about a lot of the movie.
We did. I agree.
This is actually, I think, one of the episodes. Yeah, we talk most about the actual movie.
My nightmare is going through the movie piece by piece. Like that's a nightmare for me.
I'd skip some of the episodes you want on then, because that sometimes happens. I'd skip the first Pirates of the Caribbean film with me and Nick.
No, I listen to those. I'm saying for me.
Okay.
I still listen to them. Like there's solid gems that come from that. My brain just doesn't work like A, B, C, D, E. I think, Jay, are you A, B, C, D? Kind of like work your way through things? When I'm on my lawn, I just bounce all over the place.
Oh no, I go up. Like my lawn isn't a good shape, but I still go up and down. I still, yeah. My dad would always do a checkerboard with his, which that's beyond. No, like he would mow it and then he'd sweep it, and it's just it's crazy.
I'm all over the place.
Who has time for that?
Rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah, who has time to checkerboard a lawn? For what? Like not even the front, the back garden. No one sees that. Anyway,
you see it.
Yes, I've been intimidated.
And Jesus knows.
And now he's got fake grass. So who cares?
There we go.
Megan likes to have our grass go really fluffy, but when I mow it, I have to sweep it because there's so much grass just laying on my lawn. And that takes me more time. But she likes fluffy grass, so I let Megan have her grass be fluffy.
I have to mow ours because it's where our dogs go to the toilet, and otherwise I can't find it. So yeah. Anyway, anything else about Under Paris?
Listen,
I love it. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I also love that a little thing that I actually did read is that the director said he used like actual quotes from speeches and comments made by political figures, which is so funny because, like after, like, they try to implore the mayor, please don't, like after the catastrophe, like people died, you can't do this. And the mayor's like, this is happening. And it like cuts to where they're in the bar and the mayor is on television, like having her interview. And you just hear like in the background, she's saying stuff like, people like pay good money to swim with sharks. Sharks aren't even dangerous to us. All these lines and stuff. I love it. Because the
Sharks in the Seine,
yeah,
our cleanup's going really well.
Woohoo! Like, I love it. And he's like, yeah, you just pulled actual quotes and then just like changed the context of it, to like work in the film. And it's so cheeky. And that is so French. It's such a French thing to do. I love that.
Just eating her salad.
It's just a great movie. Eat your salad.
Remember when she's like munching at her salad and looking really annoyed?
Yeah, she's just poking at it. Duck, 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 duck.
Yeah.
We told the mayor there's a shark in this stage. He's like, lies. You said it was one shark somewhere. I thought you had lies.
All lies.
And
so dramatic.
You know she's going to get her comeuppance. You think, okay, the mayor's going to get eaten by a shark. But just having all of the bridges along the Seine be blown up is somehow so much worse.
Right? I know. Those shots where they're just barreling in the water and it's just these people in suits inside this tsunami of water. It's hilarious. I really enjoyed this movie.
The slow motion artillery shells bouncing under the water is
so poetry. Epic.
Yeah.
I mean, did you guys expect that the bridges to like go 1, 2, 3? I mean, I was like, okay, we're gonna see explosions, but I didn't expect that. Yeah, it was fantastic.
I was expecting, a shark going through swimmers like a pool net was going to be enough to end this film, but blowing up the world with sharks was not where I thought this was going to go.
Not on my bingo card for 2024 movies, but I love it. I love it. I'm so glad we could talk about a good shark movie. And I mean, we've now watched it more than once, all three of us. And I think it's just going to like be one of those movies where, let's watch some good shark movies. Let's pull up some Deep Blue Sea and let's check out Under Paris again, like at least once a year, probably more often. It's just the rewatchability is great, is what I'm saying.
Under 2 hours. It's bonkers. Like when this, I didn't know when Lilith comes bursting out of the concrete, and then all the other sharks pop up. I'm like, you failed hard. Like they didn't just fail; they failed. Like you should just let it be.
Majorly.
It probably wouldn't have been as bad. Like the triathlon swimmers would have died, but Paris wouldn't have been blown up.
Yeah, what could they have done? How could they have not killed the world?
Those sharks are so evolved. Like, what do you like? Those movies like we got to kill the last goop of it, otherwise it'll keep going. Like if there's one goop left, like I feel like that's what these sharks are. You got to get them all.
Yeah, I don't know how they could have done it. They were doomed. Everyone was doomed. The sharks are going to win. Great.
Did Lilith follow her there?
I would love it. That's what the one missing point is. Like she's in Paris, the shark's in Paris. Is this a vendetta kind of thing? I don't know how the shark would track her, but I really do prefer that scenario where you're like, I killed your whole team. I killed your husband. Now I'm coming for your city. I'm going to leave you alive. You're going to watch it. I don't know what you did to me. You did something. You put this stupid tracker on me. You put Beacon 7 on my fin. Ugh. Vengeance is, I'm going to destroy your whole world.
What if it knew how to ping back to her computer? Like for some, I don't know. What if in a flashback when you weren't looking, like the shark just shoots her with something?
The shark has access to satellites.
Just goes, tags her, and follows her there.
The shark casts Hunter's Mark. Yeah,
and then spawns a baby army. All the nice cops get murdered in this. Like all the cops.
Yeah.
And the nice
crap killed out of them.
The nice homeless people.
Yeah.
This shark is not discerning as to who it kills. You can be nice, you can be bad. It doesn't matter. You're food.
Everyone dies.
The innocent civilians gets it. I mean, it's all an allegory for climate change, you guys. We're doomed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doomed.
The
Shark's
shark in
gonna take
Jaws.
over. Land
The
shark.
shark in Jaws doesn't even make sense logically. Like they base it off of a real shark attack. Like, so I read the book about what the shark that attacked, and it was like a rogue shark that got separated. Like, this Jaws shark is not real. That's not how sharks act.
No.
But no one ever's like, oh yeah, that's not what sharks do. But then this one gets attacked.
No, exactly.
Okay.
Get out of here.
So how is Under Paris similar to Deep Blue Sea? I may I've a relatively short list, but there's probably a bunch of stuff I missed. But here we are. Mako's unexpectedly hunting in packs is a pretty Deep Blue Sea adjacent thing that happens right at the start of the film. Great.
Yeah.
Opening scene: 4 people in the water, and a surprising number of people die. In Deep Blue Sea, you expect them all to die, and in here, you expect not everyone to die. Isn't it? There's a Deep Blue Sea 3-esque shark tracking map sequence and conservation message. Generations of sharks. It's like a mother and baby. An arm is bitten off. Leo gets his arm bitten off. A bunch of people get their arm bitten off. One shark
with his ring floating in the. You see his ring finger.
Yeah.
One shark eats a lot of people in a short time. As when we went through Deep Blue Sea, that main Mako ate way too many calories. Shark kills a smaller shark. They check a map at one point. There's a big underwater explosion that makes itself very known on the surface, and it ends with 2 people stranded on a platform.
Hey.
Sorry, and with Nassim's foot, like, kind of over the edge. I love that little bit. It was so Deep Blue Sea. Loved it. Yeah.
And some of the deaths are kind of Deep Blue Sea-esque as well, like some people getting ripped apart underwater, Sam Jackson style. Yeah, it happens a bunch of times. But
Deep Blue Sea 2 baby sharks.
Yes, baby sharks. Absolutely, yes. And there are some bits underwater where it's all red as well, just like in Deep Blue Sea 2. But how deep and how blue is Under Paris? I forgot the name of the film for a second there. So Zanandi, as I'm sure you know, I've worked out, I go through these films and work out how deep and blue they are. You know this, we talked about it already. So Deep Blue Sea is, of course, about 14.5 meters deep, about 31% blue. Do you think Under Paris is, on average, deeper and or bluer than Under Paris?
I mean, on average, it's not deeper. It goes deeper, but they don't spend a lot of time that deep, do they?
You're correct.
But they don't spend a lot. I mean, I don't think by a lot, but yeah.
So yeah, they're not down. They're not that far deep very often. It's only like towards the end when they've got the bits that are 30 meters deep. When they're actually when they're in the catacombs with all the eco guys, they're on the surface. It says like they're down in the catacombs, but they're underground. They're not underwater. They're on surface level.
Exactly.
So that works out being about 2.56 meters deep, or 8.4 feet deep, which makes it slightly shallower than Exorcist: The Beginning, but slightly deeper, and this made me smile, than Shark in Venice. We have Shark in Venice right next to Shark in Paris. That's great. Blueness, it is bluer than Deep Blue Sea, which surprised me because it is quite dark, but then there's like a lot of stuff underwater. It's quite blue. This worked out being 44.93% blue. Bluer than Jaws 3D, less blue than Jaws.
Blue? That is like...
It's 20th.
It's not brown.
I mean, if it's underwater and greenish, I kind of count that as blue.
Fine.
So
it's shallow sage Seine.
Sure. So that's 19th on our list, and depth-wise, it's 37th on our list. So it's up there. It's up there. Yeah.
Nice, but it's definitely not seer.
No, it's definitely not seer. If this was Deep Blue River, the podcast, this would be one of the most riverous films we've covered. But it's not. It's Deep Blue Sea, the podcast. So I'm not adding a new tab to this sheet. It's not happening. So that'll do it for Under Paris. Zanandi, thank you for joining us. Do you have anything you want to plug?
No, I'm good. You can get me on socials. You can get me over on the Movies, Films, and Flicks podcast, where we talk a lot of French movies, like we just said, and other things, and Overlord. What are we doing next?
We have Lisa Frankenstein. We have Significant Other. I have like 4 episodes I need to edit.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of we have a good buildup of stuff. And Jay and I did Twisters.
Yes. Twister.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
The long-awaited Twister. We've been threatening to cover it for years. Finally found time.
I love it.
Mark, any plugs?
Yeah, I got some new by the numbers. I did a R-rated rom-com one. I did a Who's the Most Overpowered, and I have a San Diego Comic-Con one. So those are all getting out before the end of July. So yeah, check those out on Fandom.
Great. And listeners, you can follow the podcast all over social media at Deep Blue Sea Pod, or email us deepblueseapod@gmail.com. And follow me on Instagram at JAYCLUITT to see my recent trip to Scotland, where I went and met some Highland cows. Not sharks, but that's all I have recently. So good. Next week, we were supposed to have done this episode like 2 weeks ago, but because of my schedule, we weren't able to. So apologies for continually saying next week under Paris for the past 3 weeks. But next week, Atlantis, The Lost Empire, an episode that has been recorded. Another Disney film. So come back for that one with Andy Goulding, a new guy on the show. That was a really fun episode with him. But as for today's show, as for Under Paris, thank you once again to our guest, Zanandi Botes.
Thank you. It's been good, guys.
I've been Jake Lewitt.
I'm Mark Hoffmeyer.
And we'll Deep Blue see you next week, just in your room.